Hello students, I am Omkar Deshpande, lecturer, Department of Commerce, KLS Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belagavi. We have started with the topic organizing. In the organizing, we have learnt about meaning, importance, steps, and also the organization structure like functional and divisional, and when it comes to flow of information like formal and informal. So all these things we have covered it. So we have came to the last subtopic, that is decentralization. Okay, generally when it comes to the decentralization, actually there are flow of authority, the authority managing the activity or a decision making power. That activity can be managed with the help of two things. The first one is centralization and second one is decentralization. In simple word, decision making power sometime it will be kept only with the top level management, means top level management only take complete authority to make a decisions that we take in one method, and another one method is where we allow the middle level managers to take part in a decision making. We will give them some kind of a powers, so powers of authority. So this also we can call it as the one kind of a method. So those all the things you are going to learn it, the flow of authority which can be learnt with the help of two things, that is centralization versus decentralization. Yani ki there are two methods are there. First we are going to look after the decentralization method. When it comes to the decentralization, an organization is centralized when the decision making authority is retained by higher management levels. So it means what it has been said, when it comes to decentralization, that generally what happened, the decision making power always lies with the top level management. But if the top level management allow the middle level management to take part in decision making, or give them some powers or authority to take a decision, that is called as the decentralization. Okay, decision making authority is shared with the lower level, yani ki middle level, this lower level what it is there, and in the consequently placed nearest to the point of action. Yani ki decentralization means giving authority and power for the middle and lower level to take part in decision making, also give some kind of authority for them to take a decision. So this is what about the decentralization. Now let us see the definition of it. If you see the definition given by Lewis Allen, decentralization refers to systematic effort to delegate to the lowest level all the authority, yani giving some kind of a power for the middle and lowest level people, expect that which can be expressed as a central point. Means not exactly the full powers will be given, but some kind of a powers we may give it to the middle level and lower level management to take part in or decision making powers can be given, or we can add them in the top level management for some kind of a decision making suggestions which we can take, which we can allow them for some kind of a decision making. So this is what about according to Lewis Allen, which the definition is given. Now the next is the importance of decentralization. When we see the importance of decentralization, the first point says develops initiative among subordinate. Now here the things how it happened, when we follow the decentralization method, generally what happens, we always encourage the employees to take part in decision making. We allow the employees to give their suggestions. So this is what, with the help of this what happened, our subordinate will get initiative, our employees will get initiative, because even companies allowing us to decision making power, even they will be having some kind of idea which can be easily shared, which can be easily expressed. So those all the things independent, some kind of a powers which even they may get it. So this is what about the developing initiative among the subordinate. Okay, let's read it what it is given. Decentralization helps to promote self-reliancing and confidence among the subordinate. Now here what about decentralization, which always promote the self-realization, yani ki in self we feel that ki even we get some kind of a confident that company is asking something and we are contributing something for the organization. This is because when Lower managerial levels are given freedom to take their own decisions. They learn to depend on their own judgment. So here one thing is there, we always allow the lower level management and middle level management, we always encourage them for to take part in the decision making. With the help of this, what happened, even they start learning many kind of things, even some kind of a freedom which can be given to those people. With the help of this, what happened, they can make their own judgments. It also keeps them in a state wherein they are constantly challenged and have to develop a solution for the various problems they encounter. यानी कि day to day life what all the situation comes in their department easily, which they can manage when we give them some kind of a power of authority. Okay, so this is what about the developing initiative among the subordinate, the first importance of decentralization. Now second one, develops the managerial talent for the future. Now here the things happen, it always said, today one person is acting as a leader, captain of a particular team. He should make another player ready for after his retirement, or after he will be afterwards retirement, or any other kind of a thing which has been removed. If new person is, we have to make them a new person to take part as a leadership. In absence of that particular person, someone should require who can take that power as leadership. So this is what about with this is a perfect method when it comes to decentralization, where we will allow our future leader, the future leader can be developed from the today when we allow them to take part in a decision or interact with the management or expressing their opinion. If we encourage these kind of a thing, definitely in coming days they may be act as like a leader. So this is what about develop managerial talent for the future. I can give one example. See, if you see the Indian cricket team, there was Saurabh Ganguly, captain was there. After that, he was given opportunity for the Rahul Dravid, it was there. After that, they have encouraged the MS Dhoni who came. After Dhoni, Virat Kohli has came, and Virat Kohli also now Rohit Sharma is also preparing for a leadership. So like that, what happened when we encourage one by one person, in future leaders can be developed. Okay. Let's see what it is given. Formal training play an important part in equipping subordinate with skills that helps them to rise in the organization, but equally important is experiencing gained by handling the assignment independently. So when we allow the future leaders, when the person we started encouraging that independently, they started developing some kind of experience, those people will start getting some kind of a judgment, even they start making. So indirectly what happens, slowly one by one things, even they started learning it out. Now decentralization gives them a chance to prove their ability and create a reserves of qualified manpower who can consider to be the fill up more challenges position through promotions. When we allow them to take part in, if they at the opportunity, if they grab it, if they participate in the activity, if they will be acted like a leader in the organization, if that kind of things which is developed in among them, then in future even they may be given up to act like a manager. So these things can happen, promotions can be given. So indirectly what, with the help of decentralization, it is encouraging an employee to take part in all the activity that will definitely help in for a future talent for him. Okay. The third one is quick decision making. The management hierarchy can be looked upon as a chain of communication. We always look at authority in the form of chain of communication. In centralized organization, because every decision is taken by the top level management, the flow of information is slow as it has traveled many levels. Now when it comes to the centralization system, here the system how it happens, the decision making power, all the information which will be there from a top level management. Okay, now here what happened, the information always flow very slowly when it comes to the middle level, because everything will be done by the top level management. But when it comes to this, reduce the speed of decision making. Always in centralization, it allows them not to take a quick decisions, so decision making power may become slow. But when it comes to this, will reduce the speed of decision, but making and makes it difficult for an enterprise to adapt a dynamic operating condition. When the big organizations are there, in that case we have to use this decentralization method. Why? Because big organizations are there, lot of decisions should be made. Now every decision, if it start flowing from the top level management, sometime it take time consuming may take place. If we give the power for a middle level and lower level management in some of the dynamic organization, whereas that time independently they take a decision, they will take responsibility on them. So with the help of this, what happens, decisions can be made bit fast when it comes to the decentralization system. Then relief to top level management. When we gave the power for a middle level management and lower level management, some kind of a relief for the top level management, by because top level management some kind of a relief even they will get. Why? Because these people can, we have given the power for the middle level and lower level, they will look after all kinds of activity, so that for some kind of a relaxation can be gained by the top level management. Decentralization diminishes the amount of direct supervision exercised by the superior over the activity of a subordinate, because they can given a freedom to act and decide within the limits set by the superior. Now when it comes to top level management, is there all decision making power, maximum things will be there in the top level management. But if they give the powers for a middle level and lower level, if a top level management only they supervise, only they keep the contact with all these people, then definitely what happened, some kind of a relaxation will be given for the top level management. Only they have to supervise it, whether according to our plan, according to our what rules and regulations they are working it or not. If those things can be done by the top level management by giving the encouraging the middle and lower level. Personal supervision is generally replaced by the other forms of control such as return on investment, etc. So here the supervision, even that can also be reduced by implementing new methods. If we give the target job, if we give the powers and responsibility, and if we give the targets, definitely they are going to, if they achieve the target, they will get this kind of a salary. So these kind of things which we can implement it when it comes to decentralization system. Decentralization always levels the top management with more time which they can devote to important policy decision rather than occupying their time with both policy as well as operational decisions. Now if the top management people, if they become relief, then they can frame another good policies, they can think of expanding of the business, so they will get a special time where they can spend it for the growth of the organization. So this can be done when it comes to the decentralization system. And fifth one, facilitate for the growth. Decentralized awards greater autonomy to the lower level of management as well as divisional and or department heads. It gives more power when it comes to middle level and lower level. They will get some kind of a powers or department heads way to run the organization. This allows them to function in a manner best suited to their department and fosters a sense of competition amongst the department. Now this will definitely help them. When we gave the power to those people, authority to those people, they started working it properly because they want to achieve what the targets are given in front of management. Even they want to be the superior, they want to be the good. So that's what they started working it out. With this, what happened, automatically there will be some kind of a competition will be created between one department to another department. All are behind reaching the targets. So if you see the Reliance company also, for each and every like Reliance Smart or Reliance Jio, all these sections they have given them the targets. According to that target, they are behind the reaching that. So this is what happened, we can encourage for them for the growth of the organization. When all people are working, all the targets have been achieving, that will definitely help for the company to increase their growth in the long run. Okay, consequently, with each department doing the best in bed out to do the others, the productivity level increases and the organization is able to generate more returns which can use for expansion purpose. When all department they are contributing their target is been achieving, that will definitely help for organizational growth. More number of revenues they can earn, more number of sale can be created. With the help of this, what they can expand their business all over the world. Next, sixth one, better control. When it comes to the better control, decentralization makes it possible to evaluate performance at each level, and the department can be individually held accountable for their result. Now, when it comes to decentralization, we are giving the powers for the middle level management and lower level management. We can give them the targets. When we give them the targets for them, they are accountable for the top level management. When we have given them the authority, means responsibility also flows. With the help of that responsibility, they are accountable for the top level management. The extent of achievement of organization objective as well as the contribution of each department in meeting the overall objectivity can be ascertained. So when we are given the powers, when we are given the authority, then it will help for them to reach the whatever targets are there. Indirectly, all these things will definitely help for the organization, and it can keep the control. Top level can keep control on the middle level and lower level management. Feedback from of all the levels help to analyze the vacancies and improve the operations. Regularly, if we take the feedback from those people, that will definitely encourage them and help them in long run. So this is what about decentralization, importance of decentralization, 6th point. Okay, so with this there are 6 points which we have covered it when it comes to importance of decentralization. Now let us look at what is centralization. Opposite of decentralization is a centralization. Here what happens generally, the decision making power which will be there with the only top level management, they never allow the middle level management and lower level management to interfere in the decision. They never encourage these people to come up. They only keep all the decision making power will be with them. So this is called as the centralization. Centralization is a systematic and consistent reservation of authority. So all the authority making power will be with the top level management at a central point within an organization. Now here the top level management, they are like a central point. All decision making powers and all the authority things will be there with those people. Now here what happened, control and decision making resides at a top level management. Control and decision making power will be with the top level management. This is what about the centralization. Thank you.